Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this series we're going to be going over Chiron in the houses, okay, Chiron in the houses, and in this episode specifically we're going to be talking about Chiron in the first house, okay, having Chiron in your first house. But before we get into that, if you enjoy my readings, you definitely can book a reading with me. All you have to do is email me at samastroreadings@gmail.com. That's samastroreadings@gmail.com, and I'll certainly get back with you, okay? Now, getting back into Chiron in the first house, okay? Chiron in the first house. And before we get into that, just to quickly go over what Chiron is. Chiron is an asteroid, okay, in your astrology chart, and it's one of the asteroids that represent your wounded healing, okay? So wherever Chiron is in your chart, that's going to be where you're wounded, okay? You're dealing with some, severe wounds, and you have to heal that part of yourself, okay, in order to pick yourself back up together. And also you can be an expert at healing people in that area in your life that you're dealing with Chiron as well too. So you become that wounded healer because of the wounds you've dealt with in that specific area in life. That is where you also become a master healer, okay? This is why they call it the wounded healer. So with that being said, having Chiron in your first house, the first thing is your wound is going to be your identity and your self-image, okay? Your image and your identity is a big wound here. The first house deals with who we are, our identity, our physical selves, okay? So literally your wounds are going to be with who you are, how you see yourself, okay? Your image, okay? So with having Chiron in the first house, a lot of people can have self-image issues, okay? Not liking their reflection, not liking what they see, not thinking they're, attractive, okay? Their appearance is an issue, okay? So, you can probably think, oh, I'm not attractive enough. I don't like, my self-reflection. I don't like what I see, okay? And this can also deal with your confidence, okay? So, when I talk about the first house, not only is it physical, but it's spiritual in the sense of your confidence. If you don't like your self-reflection, your image, this is going to affect your confidence, your self-esteem, how you see yourself. So people with Chiron in the first house not only have issues with their self-image and your reflection, but their self-worth, okay, their confidence, how they feel about themselves, how they show up, because this is who you are in general, okay? So issues of low self-esteem, issues of even body dysmorphia, how you're seeing your image and what you don't like, thinking you're not attractive enough, and having confident issues, okay? You don't stand up straight. You don't, have that self-assurance of yourself because of the issue with who you are. So these are major issues that can lead into depression, major insecurities, making you very awkward, very weird, and not able to handle yourself, okay? So people like this definitely have body image issues, can have body dysmorphia, and really suffer from depression because of their self-image. And this is directly what you're going to need to heal about yourself in order to feel better. And Chiron being in the first house is a very big deal because, again, your first house is what we start off with, which is who we are, okay? Our identity, our existence. And when Chiron is, in that area in our life, this severely affects, how we grow, how we overall feel about ourselves, and our ability to feel really comfortable within our body, okay? So that really affects you majorly because our bodies is who we are. It's what we start with. So if that's already an issue, so many other things are going to be, okay? So again, these insecurities, confidence, causing depression, all of that because of your image and because of what you start with. Okay, so it's a major big deal with Chiron, and you have to heal the way you look at yourself, the way you feel about yourself, okay, in order to progress and feel better and heal and become a better person. And it's so important because We are all we have. You is all you have. So if you don't like this, it doesn't lead into anything else well, okay? Because it's the foundation of our existence, is our bodies, who we are. So again, it's a major setback when you have Chiron here, because it's really affecting your self-image, and your identity is affecting all of who you are and everything that'll come out of it, okay? So it's so important. This is like very much Chiron, the first house, is love yourself, love who you are, learn how to accept what you see in the mirror, learn how to accept who you fully are, physically and spiritually. Okay, identity issues, all of these things are very, very important. Some people don't like themselves a lot with Chiron in the first house. So with Chiron in the first house, you're gonna have a constant themes and lessons of knowing how to accept yourself. Okay, knowing how to approve of yourself. Okay, very common lesson with Chiron in the first house, because this is what you're gonna have to learn, and you're gonna keep getting these lessons until you learn them. Otherwise, it's going to be a wound that you deal with. So if you don't deal with your self identity, don't deal with accepting yourself, okay, you're gonna get constant lessons of how do you accept yourself regardless of what you see, regardless of what's happening. How do you accept yourself anyway? And constantly going through these issues with your identity and who you are, you're going to be in a constant state of, you know, having to learn, oh, do I accept myself? Do I love myself? Do I accept myself for who I am? How can I accept this? Okay, how can I be comfortable within myself? This is going to be something you constantly have to go through. And, you know, the more you don't accept yourself, the more difficult this placement becomes. So when things happen to you on a physical level, okay, there could be accidents, there can be anything, because Chiron is, you know, it causes disruptions wherever it is. So in the first house, it could be with your physical body. If you don't learn how to accept it, accept the flaws that you see, accept the things that aren't perfect about you, accept the things that are weird about you. If you don't learn how to be in acceptance, okay, whether you like it or not, okay, accepting it is saying, you know what, you're a part of me, so I might not be so comfortable with this, but because you're a part of me, you're who I am, I'm going to accept you anyway and learn how to understand this part of me and accept it and be comfortable with it. This is the constant lesson you have to learn, because everything about ourselves isn't perfect. There is not one perfect person. When I think of Chiron in the first house, there's not one perfect person in this world. We're not born perfectly. We're not perfectly symmetrical. Some more than others, but no one's perfect. But how do you learn how to accept it regardless? This is what you have to learn with Chiron in the first house. How do you accept yourself regardless? Approving of yourself is how you heal yourself. This is how you heal your identity. Because we can feel whichever way we feel about ourselves, but if we learn how to accept it, regardless of how we feel about our physical identity, who we are, what we represent, if we accept it regardless if it's negative, we learn how to love it. That's like the first step to learning how to love it. Okay, because we're allowing it in regardless, and because of that, we become more comfortable with it. And the more comfortable you are with your identity, the easier it is to accept it. That's how you reach to that point of, I am accepting of this. Yes, I might not like this physical trait about me. Yes, I might not like this attribute of me. But you know what? It is a part of me, and I don't know how to control it, so I'm going to accept it anyway. And that's how you create the healing, because you will naturally get used to it. You'll get used to it, and you'll love it, and you'll take it anyway. So with the first house deals with that self-acceptance. You have to assure yourself. So again, you're going to have to go through constant lessons in life where you're being challenged of whether you like yourself or not, whether you like this physical part of yourself, literally physical part of your body. Learn how to accept it. Learn how to work with it. And once you do that, you integrate it and you make it be part of yourself, and you become whole again. It's that acceptance of yourself fully that heals so much of you. So this is definitely the challenge for Chiron in the first house, is acceptance. And you're going to constantly go through challenges in life where you have to decide whether you accept this part of your physicality or not. You accept this part of your personality, your identity or not. Accept this part of your image or not. And when you don't accept it, you create war within you. It's like you're fighting yourself. And this is what creates the pain, and the pain goes more and more. And the identity issues get worse and worse because you can't really change it. Okay, you can try by getting plastic surgery and stuff like that, but even those alter your appearance and get you addicted because you haven't done the real inner work, which is love yourself. When you love yourself, you accept yourself, you don't have to change anything. You don't have to lead to superficial procedures such as plastic surgery, which is definitely a manifestation that can happen with Chiron in the first house, being that you have issues with your image, you want to change. You can change it all you want, but if you haven't changed your identity, how you feel about yourself, your self-esteem, your acceptance of yourself, you're always going to have a problem. So this is why acceptance is the key to healing. Accepting yourself regardless of how you feel, because you might not like it, but because you accept it, you giving yourself the opportunity to get used to that part of yourself. And as days go by, as you accept these physical identities, your physique, your self-reflection, and you accept these things more and work with them, you're going to love them. You're going to get along with them, and you're going to be at peace with yourself. So very important with Chiron in the first house is acceptance of yourself, regardless if you feel positive or negative about it. As challenging as this is, once you overcome these challenges, you learn how to accept yourself, you will also be able to heal other people. You'll be able to help other people when it comes to their body image issues and their self-acceptance and their self-esteem and identity issues. Okay, so definitely very important with this. Okay, and I touched on it a little bit, and I'm going to touch on it more, is body transformations. With Chiron in the first house, they are body transformations. Again, first house dealing with the body, and with Chiron here, Chiron giving you wounds when it comes to your physical identity. A lot of Chiron first house people can want to change things about their appearance. Okay, this is natural when you have identities of your appearance, your self-image. Okay, so this can manifest into wanting to change things about it. Okay, and this could be positive or negative. Okay, there are things that we can naturally control about our bodies, like losing and gaining weight, being more healthier. Okay, putting more effort into your look. Okay, even cosmic surgery, plastic surgery, all of these things can be manifested when it comes to Chiron in the first house, because you want to change or advance or improve your body because of your dissatisfaction for whatever reason. Okay, and again, this could be positive. You can do it in the healthy way, where you train your body. You do it in the healthy way. You transform your body. Okay, you change your lifestyle. Okay, this is Chiron in the first house, body transformation. So in a positive way, you can change your diet, change the way you eat, change the way you live, you exercise to transform your body in the healthiest way, so that you can feel more comfortable in your body and also positively improve it. Definitely a manifestation with the Chiron in the first house, okay? But it's not easy to get to this point. You have to be mature and self-accepting and willing to go through the discipline, okay? If you really don't like this stuff about your body, it can also lead into a more negative manifestation, okay, where you're doing, and there's nothing wrong with cosmic surgery and something like that, but it's more about the addiction to it, okay? The fact that you're doing these like physical, superficial changes that doesn't really change how you feel about yourself. So you can, do lots of body transformations in the cosmic plastic surgery way, trying to change yourself, and a lot of times when people do it this way, they're never satisfied, because again, you haven't healed the deeper wound, which is your self-identity, okay, your self-esteem. Once you heal that, which is by accepting yourself and feeling comfortable with yourself, you're not going to feel the need to change yourself. so drastically. And if you do, it'll be more in a healthy way, which is, you know, again, exercising, you know, doing the natural healthy things and the disciplined things to change your life physically. So body transformations are big with this, and they can manifest in so many ways, for better or for worse. You know, people can have eating disorders maybe because they are doing a very unhealthy way of transforming their body or changing their body because of what they don't like. Again, based on how healthy you are is going to determine your approach to how you transform your body, whether it's healthy or positive. If you are a person who has accepted yourself and accepted the things about you and are working on your self-esteem, you're going to go the more positive route. You're not going to be so extreme with the plastic surgery, all that money you got to spend just to do a superficial change that can go left. You're gonna have a more healthier set, so you're gonna go and work out. You're probably gonna go to the gym. You're probably not even gonna feel like you have to change really much of anything because you've accepted yourself. Okay, and all you have to do is do the normal, regular things, which is just be healthy and be the healthiest version of yourself. And that's about it. You know, that's really all we really need. So the more healthier you are with your self-image, which is accepting yourself, the less things you're gonna feel that you have to change. Okay, especially not in the very superficial way, such as plastic surgery. Okay, it's very superficial because it doesn't really change how you think of yourself. It's just your appearance, which, you know, it could keep going on and on. You'll get surgery after surgery after surgery until you're never satisfied. So healing of yourself and accepting of yourself would avoid you from doing those more superficial, sometimes unsafe transformations, and go for more of the healthy, natural one, which is what we all, only humans can do, which is eat healthy, exercise, and live a healthy lifestyle. Okay, and you'll get the best, most healthiest natural transformations. But body transformations are big, and it can stem from a healthy or unhealthy source. Okay, that's all again going to depend on how well you feel about yourself with your Chiron, your first house, and have you accepted yourself in a healthy way. Also, with Chiron in the first house, these people can be really good at boosting other people's confidence. Even when you're not 100% healed, because the wounded healer, the Chiron, it takes time. You know, so it's like it's a gradual spectrum. I don't believe in this just like, oh, you don't like yourself and then you 100% like yourself. It's like a climb, you know. You're getting better at accepting and loving yourself, your image, since we're talking about the first house. But you become also really good at healing other people because you identify so much with this issue. You understand self-identity issues. So people with Chiron in the first house are really good at boosting other people, boosting other people's confidence, making them self-assured of who they are and learning how to accept them, especially when they've reached that point of real good positive healing. Again, you don't have to be all the way 100% healed, but as long as you're in that positive direction and you've been doing the things, you can utilize that same energy to heal other people. And that's what's so good about the wounded healers, because we identify so much with that wound that we understand everything about it, and we can easily understand other people with those same issues. So it's easy for us to fix it. Okay, and we're kind of, as the Chiron, it kind of makes you addicted to wanting to heal that part, because again, it's the wounded healer. It's our wound. It's that part of us that we do want to fix. We do want to help, and we clearly know needs helping. So it's easy to identify those wounds that you get from Chiron in your chart and other people's, especially if it's occupying the same subjects, energies, and house and stuff like that. So again, with Chiron, the first house people, they can really boost other people's egos and how they feel about themselves. And if they're healed, they can really give the advice that people need, which is self-acceptance, accepting your identity, accepting all the parts of you, and learning how to fall in love, or at least fall comfortable with them regardless. Okay, Chiron, the first house, it's so good to have this kind of like self-understanding energy. Be a little bit selfish, and I mean that in the sense of be self-aware and self-secure, because you are very sensitive when it comes to the area of self. So you want to secure and buckle it up. Okay, so be confident in yourself. Accept yourself. You don't like that certain part of yourself, accept it anyway. Oh well, that's me. These types of energies help you because it's the first house. You want to be self-assured in this very sensitive placement with Chiron being here. So you want to self-assure yourself, okay? Because it's like buckling yourself up. It's like making yourself feel secure, which is what you need when you have Chiron in the first house. All right, so that self-assurance is really gonna help you in your healing and combat a lot of the demons with your self-identity. So be a little bit self, you know, be your biggest cheerleader, basically, of yourself. Practice that, okay? Because that's gonna help, you know, with your healing. Motivate yourself to use your body, okay? Be physical with your body. This is the first house, so releasing energy here is so good. So go to the gym, dance, do physical activities that get you releasing a lot of energy, okay? This is another way of getting more comfortable with your body, working your body, you know, and getting healthy as well too, and being able to transform your body in the healthiest way. So get physically active. That's a great way to release your energy and to feel more comfortable. The more you move your body, the more you sweat, the more you're kind of warming yourself up. You know, you're feeling all of your body, you're feeling all of your energy, and that is a form of acceptance, because you are one, okay? You're igniting all your energy, you're using everything up. So it's gonna help you get more comfortable with your body, and it's gonna release those energies and those toxins that you kind of keep inside because, you know, you're insecure with yourself. So getting your body moving, getting it sweating, getting it going is a great way to activate that energy, okay? Positive dopamine and endorphins, like that's a great way to ignite those energies, okay? Because it's the first house. You want to get active, you want to release that energy, and it's so healing to Chiron in first house people, because again, you are connecting with your body when you exercise. You are being one with your body, and that's the whole point, is self-acceptance. Also with Chiron in the first house, be aware of physical things happening, you know, accidents, altercations with your physical body. Maybe an accident altered the way you looked. It doesn't have to be so severe, it could be little, but in any spectrum, medium, big. But there could be physical things that happen that change, you know. This could be the wound. Something happens to you physically and it changes your look, and then you have to deal with that, and you have to learn how to accept that. And it's the test of Chiron in the first house. Can you accept yourself? Do you know how to accept yourself regardless? So very, very, very important with Chiron in the first house. So I hope you guys enjoy that, okay? Chiron the first house, very, very, very important placement, okay? This is Chiron in your first house, so this is your body, this is who you are, your identity, how you see yourself, okay? Your self-esteem, okay? Your image, okay? And when you have Chiron here, this can really mess up your foundation and how you see yourself. And if you don't see yourself well, it messes up everything else. It messes up how you approach things, how you feel about things, because of how you feel about yourself. So it's the foundation of everything. And with Chiron being here, you know, it can mess all of that up. So you really want to accept yourself. I don't care what Chiron brings, what kind of issues it brings, what type of accents you go through. Learn how to accept yourself, your identity, who you are, and you will know that through acceptance, you will gradually fall more in love with yourself and be more comfortable with yourself. And you'll understand that self-esteem and self-image is not about what you see, it's about how you feel and what you accept. And if you accept yourself, you're fine no matter what, okay? And people will look way beyond your physique and focus more on your confidence and your energy. That is what makes you great. So don't get so attached to the body. Understand that the body is spiritual. And if you accept it, everything is fine. Regardless of how you physically look, what you see, you are fine. Just learn how to accept it. And learn that and see and watch how that energy that you denied so much about you physically becomes a part of you, and you don't even care, and you actually love it. So self-acceptance is so important with Chiron the first house. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And if you did, you could book a reading with me. All you have to do is email me at samastroreadings@gmail.com. That's samastroreadings@gmail.com. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll check you guys out on the next video.